None of my recordings are scripted, or they're not in the same order. Some things might be from, months ago. Some might be present day. They're very, very random. They come from the heart. They're straight what I'm feeling at that moment. They're not pre-recorded, obviously. They're not. This is just purely me. And in this one, I want to talk about why I got a divorce. This is something that needed to be answered. It was something that I wanted to talk about, and it's something that is very, very near and dear to me, because it makes me who I am today, and it makes me, I don't want to say not trusting, but it makes me who I am today, and it strengthens me in other areas in my life. So I wanted to talk about this. Okay, let's see where we want to start talking about this. So everyone obviously knows the whole divorce. He used to smoke all the time, leave me and the baby at home all the time. He wanted to be a drug dealer. He used to leave cocaine in our car when I didn't know about it. He'd leave it in the car with us. He was a cheater. He was a pathological liar. He lied about everything. He was constantly going behind my back, and seemed like almost plotting with his mom against me. Let's see. He was disrespectful. He argued with me all the time. He let his friends disrespect me. He let his mom disrespect me. He had no respect for me at all. And that was like really doing it. It was like, but anyways, there was so many different things. His mom was, look at my video, Mother-in-Law from Hell. She was the mother-in-law for hell. I don't even know if I even told y'all how she stood over my bed while I was asleep. I don't even know if I told y'all that part. But this lady was crazy as hell, and I think that she wanted me dead. But anyways, I'm out of her situation, I'm out of her life. We're gonna go ahead and talk about why I got a divorce. His dad was a creep. His dad, molested my daughter, and Derek didn't have my back. I had to take her to the hospital by myself, with her constantly crying about how she was in so much pain, and how her grandpa bumped her pee-pee. That's how she explained it, and we took her to the hospital, and they confirmed that she had bruising inside of her, and I had to let them take her clothes off and examine her and stick things everywhere just to get DNA. And it was like, that one was a deal breaker. Yeah, he left us at the house. I'll have to talk about that story a different time, because it's really, really fresh. I'm going through this right now. But right now, I'm gonna talk about, back on subject, why we're getting a divorce. So we were still together, even though we were separated, and he decided to live with his mom because he felt like that was more convenient for him, because he wanted to sell drugs to support his habits. And at first I was cool with it, but then I was like, you need to come back home to your family. You just leave us here, needing you. So he didn't come home. I would get on the phone with him, and I would talk to him and just be like, Derek, come home today. I'm gonna cook. Are you hungry? Things like that. And he just would not come home. He wasn't even there for my anniversary. Our anniversary came up, our 3-year anniversary. He was not there. He did not come home. He didn't even message me the next morning to say happy anniversary. Our anniversary. Our marriage anniversary. So that happened. He left us at home so much and so long that he started to become paranoid and think that I was messing around on him. And I think we were talking on the phone one day, and I said, come home, please come home, and he was like, I'm not coming home. I don't want to come home. I don't want to deal with any arguing. And I told him, well, we won't argue. Like, please just come home. And the reason why we argued anyways is because he wanted to be a drug dealer, and he was constantly smoking and things like that he shouldn't be doing. It was pretty crazy. So anyway, he said, I'm not coming home. I said, well, if you don't come home, somebody else will. And I said it out of anger. I said it because, I really, really wanted him to hurt. I wanted him to not to feel so strongly that he didn't want somebody to come home, that he would come home. For some reason, it made sense to me. So after I said that, he came to the house, knocked on the door. It really, really scared me because he told me that he wasn't coming home. And he banged in the door, hit my head, grabbed my neck, choked me up against the wall, had a gun in my face in front of his daughter. Constantly was cussing me out and just telling me how much of a bitch I was. Just disrespect all the way through in front of my daughter. And I never felt so disrespected in front of my daughter. I didn't want her to think that was okay. He was throwing me out of the room and stuff. And, I was almost afraid that he was going to hurt her. And he looks around the house, didn't find nobody there. But he didn't care that he didn't find nobody there. All he was stuck on is what I had said. And that really, really did it for both of us. I mean, me saying that and, him putting his hands on me like that did our relationship. And it was over after that. After that, we had no more marriage. But that was one of the biggest things that happened. And then, the whole thing happened with his dad, too. And then it was almost like at that point, he didn't want to stick up for me anymore. He didn't want to stick up for his daughter anymore. He was so hurt off of something that I said that I did, but no actions. When he cheated on me, I took him back. And the thing that pisses me off is like, you were so pissed off of something that was just said. There was no proof. And I was pissed off of something that actually happened that I had proof for. Very, very different, stories. But it's so funny, you guys, how a guy will expect you to take him back and do whatever he can to get you back. But when it's reversed and you're the person in the hot seat, it's a completely different story. I decided that enough was enough. He said we can work on our relationship. He wanted to be back with me after a couple of months, after those months that he completely ignored me, didn't help me with the baby, didn't help me with anything. He completely fell off the map. After those 3 months that he was gone to recuperate or whatever the hell, I told him, I said, I am not what's convenient for you. I am your wife. This is your daughter. It's not for what's convenient for you. I knew that at that point, my worth. And I knew that I didn't want to just put up with anything. You're not going to just leave and come back like that. You're not going to just do me like that in front of my daughter. You're not going to just do that. And I had so much more respect for myself that I was not going to allow that at all. It was over at that point. He was ready to make it work, figure it out. It was not going to happen. And it was never going to happen ever again in life. But these situations have taught me something. And I have learned from my situation. I will not be a victim. I am going to be an overcomer. I'm going to get through this situation. And I'm going to be better than I was before. And I'm not going to make the same mistakes. And I just really hope that in life he learns that he cannot abuse people. He cannot put guns in people's faces. And he cannot allow his dad to touch his daughter and to defend his dad. He could not allow his mom to disrespect his wife and try to kill his wife and then defend his mom. He is not going to be able to do that anymore to me. And that is what I mean. I'm meaning what I say. I went to the divorce court. I filled out the papers. I turned in the papers. I said, this is over. This is the last straw. My daughter comes first. You let that shit happen to my daughter. It is your fault. I didn't know your dad was watching her. You did it. And it's over. And at that point, we are done. We are not on talking terms. I do not talk to him. I do not care anymore. And I'm sorry, but I'm so disgusted with him at this point that it's nothing that he can do to fix this. There were so many issues in the marriage. So many. If I talked about how many issues there were, y'all would freak. And it would be an hour long. I mean, if y'all want to know, then let me know and I'll make a whole nother video. But anyways, that's all I have to say for today. Y'all have a wonderful day and stay positive and keep moving forward. You're an overcomer, just like I am. If I can get through this, you can get through anything in life. Anything.